Good morning, everyone. Let me ask you something. How many times have you wanted something so bad, but the road to get there felt impossible? How many times did you start with fire in your soul only to hit a wall and think, maybe this isn't for me? The real test of success isn't in the moments when everything is going smoothly. It's not when you feel motivated, when doors are opening for you, or when things just seem to fall into place. No, the true test happens in those moments of struggle, when everything inside you is telling you to stop, when the obstacles in your path feel overwhelming, and when doubt creeps into your mind, whispering that maybe this isn't meant for you. That's the moment that defines you. That's the moment that separates those who dream from those who achieve. See, most people start strong. They're excited. They're full of energy, and they believe in what they're chasing. But what happens when they hit their first major setback? What happens when the rejection emails come in, when the progress is slower than expected, when failure knocks them down? That's where so many give up. They tell themselves, it wasn't meant to be. They let disappointment convince them that their goal is out of reach. But the truth is, the struggle isn't a sign to quit. It's a sign to push harder. Success isn't about talent alone. It's not about luck. It's about relentless pursuit. It's about being so committed to your vision that nothing, no failure, no criticism, no setback can stop you. The most successful people in the world didn't get there because they had an easy road. They got there because when life knocked them down, they got up. When people doubted them, they kept working. When doors closed, they found another way in. They didn't stop. They didn't break. They didn't quit. And that's why they won. Think about the legends, the ones who changed industries, the ones who rewrote history. They weren't always the smartest, the most talented, or the most connected, but they had one thing in common. They refused to be denied. They had an unshakable belief in their mission and an unbreakable will to see it through. That's what made the difference. That's what turned their dreams into reality. And the truth is, you have that same power. You have the ability to push through, to rise after every fall, to keep moving forward no matter how tough the journey gets. But you have to decide. You have to make up your mind that quitting is not an option, that failure is just part of the process, and that you will not stop until you reach your goal. So when the doubt comes, when the struggle feels unbearable, when everything inside you tells you to walk away, I need you to remember this. Keep going, keep pushing, keep fighting for what you want, because the only way you don't get there is if you stop. You are stronger than your failures. You are bigger than your setbacks. You are built for this. Stay relentless. Stay committed. Stay unstoppable. Because the only difference between those who make it and those who don't is the decision to never quit. People often think that success is reserved for the lucky, the gifted, or those born into the right circumstances. But the truth is, success has very little to do with luck and everything to do with persistence. The people who achieve greatness aren't always the most talented, the smartest, or the most well-connected. What sets them apart is their ability to keep going no matter what stands in their way. They understand that the road to success is filled with obstacles, but instead of seeing them as reasons to stop, they use them as fuel to push forward. Every person who has ever done something extraordinary has faced moments of doubt. They have encountered failure, rejection, and criticism. They have had people tell them they weren't good enough, that their dreams were unrealistic, that they should take a safer, easier path. But instead of giving in to the negativity, they made a choice to keep going, to keep pushing, to prove to themselves and the world that they were capable of more. It's easy to start something when you're excited and motivated. But what happens when that motivation fades? What happens when you put in effort and don't see results right away? That's where most people give up. They think if success doesn't happen quickly, then it wasn't meant for them. But that's a lie. Success isn't instant. It's built over time through discipline, resilience, and an unshakable commitment to the goal. The ones who achieved their dreams aren't the ones who had it easy. They're the ones who refused to quit when things got hard. It's important to remember that failure isn't the opposite of success. It's part of it. Every setback, every mistake, every rejection is a lesson. It's an opportunity to grow, to adjust, to come back stronger. The people who win in life are the ones who see failure not as a stopping point, but as a stepping stone. They learn from it, they adapt, and they move forward with even more determination. The most dangerous thing you can do is let doubt convince you to stop. Doubt is just fear in disguise, trying to keep you from reaching your full potential. But here's the truth. You are capable of more than you think. You have everything you need to succeed, but you have to believe in yourself and put in the work. There will be days when you feel exhausted, when progress feels slow, when you question whether it's all worth it. And in those moments, you have a choice to quit or to keep going. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't talent, intelligence, or luck. It's the decision to never stop pursuing what they want. So no matter what stands in your way, no matter how long it takes, no matter how many times you fall, get back up and keep going. Because the only way to fail is to quit. And as long as you keep pushing, you are unstoppable. Everyone has the potential to be great, but not everyone is willing to do what it takes to get there. The truth is, success is not about how talented you are, how much money you have, or how many opportunities come your way. It's about how badly you want it and how relentless you are in pursuing it. The people who accomplish incredible things in life are not always the ones who had the easiest path. They are the ones who refused to stop, no matter how many times they were knocked down. The journey toward any big goal will test you. It will push you to your limits, challenge your patience, and force you to face rejection, failure, and moments of doubt. And in those moments, the easy thing to do is to walk away, to tell yourself that maybe this isn't for you. But that's where you separate yourself from the rest. That's where you prove how much you truly want it. Because those who succeed are the ones who keep moving forward even when everything in them wants to stop. Think about the people you admire, the athletes, the entrepreneurs, the artists, the innovators. They weren't handed success on a silver platter. They worked for it. They trained when no one was watching. They failed more times than they can count. They heard no over and over again. But instead of giving up, they used every setback as motivation to keep going. They knew that every failure was just another step towards success. The biggest mistake people make is believing that failure is a sign they should quit. But failure is not the opposite of success. It is a requirement for success. Every great person you can think of has failed probably more times than you realize. The difference is they didn't let failure define them. They learned from it. They adjusted their approach. They refused to let temporary defeat become a permanent reality. You have the same ability. No matter where you are right now, no matter what challenges you're facing, you can make the decision to keep going. It won't always be easy, and there will be times when progress feels slow, but every small step forward is still a step forward. Every effort you make is getting you closer to where you want to be. When the road gets tough, and it will, you have to remind yourself why you started. You have to shut out the doubt, push past the obstacles, and tell yourself that stopping is not an option. The only way you don't make it is if you quit. But if you keep showing up, keep fighting, keep believing in yourself, there is nothing that can stop you. Success is not about how fast you get there. It's about never stopping until you do. So stay hungry, stay focused, and above all, stay relentless. Because when you refuse to quit, when you refuse to settle, when you refuse to back down, that is when you become truly unstoppable. Most people have dreams, but not everyone is willing to chase them with everything they've got. It's easy to want success, to picture a better life, to imagine yourself achieving great things, but the truth is, wanting something isn't enough. The real question is, how hard are you willing to work for it? How much are you willing to sacrifice? How many times are you willing to get knocked down and still stand back up? That's what separates those who dream from those who achieve. The road to success is never smooth. It's filled with setbacks, rejections, failures, and moments of doubt. There will be times when things don't go as planned, when your efforts don't seem to pay off, when you feel like you're stuck in the same place. And that's when most people give up. They assume that if it's this hard, maybe it's just not meant for them. But that's a lie. The struggle isn't there to stop you. It's there to build you, to test you, to see if you're truly committed to what you say you want. Look at anyone who has ever accomplished something great. They didn't do it because things were easy. They did it because when things got hard, they kept going. When doors closed, they knocked on new ones. When people doubted them, they kept believing in themselves. They refused to take no for an answer. They understood that success doesn't come to those who wait. It comes to those who pursue it relentlessly. Failure is not a sign to quit. It's a lesson. Every setback you face is teaching you something, making you stronger, preparing you for what's ahead. Too many people fear failure so much that they never take risks. They never step outside their comfort zones. They never push themselves to see what they're truly capable of. But if you want to be great, you have to change your perspective. Failure isn't the end, it's part of the process. It's proof that you're trying, proof that you're moving forward, proof that you're on the path to something bigger. The biggest obstacle you will ever face is not your competition, not your lack of resources, not the challenges in your way. The biggest obstacle is your own doubt. The voice in your head that tells you to stop, that makes you question whether you're good enough, that tries to convince you to settle. You have to silence that voice. You have to remind yourself every single day why you started, why this matters, why you refuse to give up. Success isn't reserved for a special few. It's available to anyone who is willing to work for it, fight for it, and never stop chasing it. So when things get tough, when the road feels long, when you feel like giving up, remember this. The only way to fail is to quit. Stay focused, stay hungry, and keep pushing forward, because the moment you decide that nothing will stop you, that's the moment you become unstoppable. There is a force inside you, a drive, a hunger, a fire that refuses to be ignored. It's the part of you that dreams bigger, pushes harder, and refuses to settle for anything less than the life you know you are capable of living. But here's the truth. Having a dream isn't enough. Everyone has a dream. The real question is, are you willing to do what it takes to turn that dream into reality? Because success isn't about wishing, hoping, or waiting for the right moment. It's about making a decision, a commitment to pursue what you want with everything you've got. The journey will not be easy. Nothing worth having ever is. You will face obstacles, setbacks, and moments that make you question whether you're on the right path. People will doubt you, criticize you, and tell you that your dreams are unrealistic. You will experience failure, and it will hurt. But failure is not the end of the road. It's just another step forward. Every failure teaches you something. Every setback makes you stronger. Every challenge prepares you for the success that is waiting on the other side. Most people let failure define them. They take one rejection, one disappointment, and they let it convince them to quit. But that's not you. You are not most people. You are the kind of person who refuses to back down, who refuses to let anything stand in the way of what you want. When you fall, you get back up. When things get tough, you push even harder. When doubt creeps in, you silence it with action. That is what it means to be relentless. That is what it means to be unstoppable. Look at the people who have achieved greatness: athletes, entrepreneurs, artists, innovators. None of them had it easy. Every single one of them struggled. Every single one of them failed. But they didn't stop. They didn't walk away. They kept showing up, kept fighting, kept believing in themselves when no one else did. That's what made the difference. That's why they succeeded when so many others didn't. And that same power, that same determination exists within you. But you have to make the choice. You have to decide that quitting is not an option, that no matter how hard it gets, no matter how long it takes, you will keep moving forward, because success doesn't belong to those who start strong and then stop when it gets difficult. It belongs to those who keep going no matter what. So when you feel tired, when you feel frustrated, when you feel like nothing is working, remind yourself why you started. Remember that the struggle is temporary, but the reward is forever. Keep pushing, keep grinding, keep proving to yourself that you have what it takes. Because the moment you refuse to quit, the moment you decide to keep going no matter what, that is the moment you become truly unstoppable.